Alright, today we're going to learn about the first agricultural revolution. When you think about geography and agriculture, you should be thinking about where and why again. So questions you might want to think about as we go over this are, how and why did agriculture begin? Where did agriculture originate? How and why did it diffuse? And how did agriculture change human life? Agriculture has not been around for a very long time. Jared Diamond put the history of agriculture into perspective when he compared it to a day. If the history of the human race was put into just one day, we would have been farming for only 6 minutes. Remember, Jared Diamond also said that farming was humanity's biggest mistake. What farming did mark was a major change in the way people live, and we're going to call that a revolution. There are 3 major agricultural revolutions. The first one is sometimes called the Neolithic Revolution, and it's marked the beginning of agriculture itself. The second agricultural revolution happened around the time of Industrial Revolution, and it industrialized agriculture. The third agricultural revolution is also called the Green Revolution, and it used modern science to improve agriculture. Some people even think there is a fourth agricultural revolution that is going on right now. We will look at these turning points in more detail later. Key issue 1 deals with where and how agriculture began in the first agricultural revolution. So let's look at the causes and effects of the changes made during that time. No one is sure if agriculture began because of climate or agriculture. It was probably a mixture of both. The first agricultural revolution may have begun because of climate changes following the Ice Age that created better conditions for agriculture. People may have preferred more stable and predictable lifestyles and wanted to settle down. What we do know, though, is that women started the agricultural revolution because they were responsible for gathering plants. We do not know if agriculture began on purpose or by accident, and we'll talk about that more later. Lastly, let's look at effects of the first agricultural revolution. First of all, it increased population density, and population overall grew. This is because people were able to find a more steady food source. They settled down and primitive cities began. A lot of this is because there were a lot more people on the planet. If you look at the demographic transition model, you can see that death rate is going to decrease sharply between stage 1 and stage 2. And that's where the first agricultural revolution comes in. Remember, we're never done studying human geography, and we're always going to refer back to things like the demographic transition model to make sense of the world. Next, people started to settle down and primitive cities began, so we had the beginning of ancient civilization. Social structure changed. Primitive government began with warrior chiefs. Men and women developed gender roles. Men farmed because plowing was strenuous, and women took domestic roles and were pregnant more often, as a sedentary lifestyle led to the ability to have more children. People developed jobs and began to trade. Indirect consequences of the agricultural revolution include the spread of disease, famine, and expansion of some civilizations at the expense of others. All reasons why Jared Diamond felt that agriculture was the worst mistake that humans have made. Up next, we will learn more about the first farmers and how agriculture was invented.